You'll have to pardon my sniffling.
Prepare for
I've been
battle!
fighting a cold the last couple days, and I may occasionally blow my nose or cough. I apologize in advance.
It's in the bag.
At this point, I had no wins in my assured victory shout, so I was like, what the hell? It's 0. I got nothing to lose. Might as well go ahead. As you can see, I picked up Quelling Blade for the extra DPS on the creeps, and 2 Iron Branches for the stats, and some regen via Tangos and a Clarity. I knew I was going safe lane, so I wanted to try and get that early 100 gold off of the bottom rune, because it looks like my team was going to dogpile top. It seems to be a thing these days, with the way that the runes are now, with both bounty runes instead of a haste, invis, or an
30
illusion or
seconds
something
to
like
battle.
that. It seems that teams like to dogpile on top of a rune and try and get that early first blood. I'm pretty sure our team did dogpile, but the PA somehow ended up getting first blood. It's pretty bad. I'm not sure who he killed. He got the Ursa. Yeah.
First
Well,
blood.
that'll be okay. Ursa will make up for it. Unfortunately, this Ursa was not very good. Didn't really know how to blink stomp, and didn't really have much of a lane presence otherwise. Yes, he went off lane. Yeah, people say that Ursa should go safe lane or mid for the early Roshan, but kind of glad he went off lane because he was poo-poo. He was definitely poo-poo. At this point, I see the Dragon Knight, and I see he's overextended. He's pushed real far. Oh, he's trying to hide in the trees, and perfect opportunity for me to body block and blade mail. At this point, he only needs 1 or 2 more hits. I probably should have gone down instead of chasing him directly. It wouldn't have given him time to pop that salve, but it all works out in the end because we got 5 heroes versus 1 here, and he has effectively trapped himself. I end up giving the kill to the Ursa because he died, and he really needed to catch up there. So, but yeah, that first point in Blade Fury was definitely well spent. So this game, thanks to that early couple kills, I decide I've got a little bit of surplus gold built up
Dire's middle tower is
that
under
Dire does
attack.
not have, and so I decide to go early Midas. I think I finish it around the 5 to 6 minute mark, which is about average. It's not great. It's not awesome. It's certainly not terrible. 5 to 6 minute Midas is actually pretty good. You don't want to buy Midas, of course, if you're 15 minutes looking down it and you've only got the recipe. If 15 minutes has passed, Midas is a waste of time. As you can see right there, I dodged Tiny's avalanche by stepping towards him rather than to the side because of the area of effect of his avalanche. It actually is more effective to run towards him and out of the area. So I like to build my Juggernaut into a right-click hero. He's very strong with the built-in crit, and he's very, 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 very versatile, is the way I like to put it. You could build him into a right-click hero. You could build him into an ability-based hero. I mean, it really depends on how you want to play it. Yeah, the CM was doing a lot of courier stealing this game. It was kind of getting on my nerves. The techies picked up a kill there. Just teammates not paying attention to where the techies is laying mines, which is really unfortunate because techies is a really easy hero to counter. It's sentries or dust. Or I'm sorry. Dust wouldn't really do you any good, but sentries would definitely help you out here. I see them going on the Crystal Maiden, and the Tiny pops a Clarity, so I can tell he's going back. But with my illusions, I know that he's going to have a tough time telling which one. And the CM did a rather pro maneuver there with the Frostbite, catching him under the tower. My Blade Fury is all it's needed to finish him off. And I actually think my illusions get the kill, which causes me to get the assist rather than the actual kill. But either way, forces Tiny off the lane, gives me a free farm for a couple minutes, or for a minute or two until PA responds. And I think that's her TPing back now. Yep, that's her. So as far as last hits goes, I'm doing okay. I am actually leading the entire game with 8 last hits, 0 denies right now. Closest person is going to be the Slark. Of course, he's going to be a really tough one to out-farm just because he's Slark. And I popped my Blade Fury here just because I was by myself, and I knew that if I didn't back them up in the lane, that I was going to have a really tough time in the jungle.
Dire's top tower is under
At this
attack.
point, the Crystal Maiden is spamming the ping button. You may not be able to see it, but he is spamming the ping to let me know that the bottom rune has been warded, or not warded, but mined by techies, and that he's going to have to come back with sentries and clear it out. So, of course, I'm trying to tell him, yep, I see, yep, I see. It's all about awareness, people. Half this game is awareness. Another Blade Fury, just to knock down some health on the PA, get a last hit or two. Another clutch avalanche dodge. This time I actually stepped closer to the outside because I was already heading that direction, and my my Blade Fury prevents me from being stunned in the avalanche.
This should
So Tiny throws a toss my way. Of course, he's only level 1, level 2 toss. He doesn't have much XP, so it's not going to do a whole lot of damage. I'm not really worried about it. The importance of denying in the safe lane is crucial, even if you're solo. You want to keep the lane positioned in such a way that you can get free farm while still being within range of the tower to run back if you need to. You don't want to sit there and DPS as close to the enemy tower as possible. That's just easy gank material for them, is what that is. It was probably a bad choice for the enemy team to put PA in the off lane. I'm not sure why they chose that. I guess the Slark was supremely confident that he would be the better farmer in the safe lane than the PA. But as far as I'm concerned, Slark does a much better job in the off lane than the PA does. The PA should go safe lane. But at this point, I noticed that I'm only, what, 300-400 gold away from Midas. I've already got the recipe, and all I need are the Gloves of Haste. So I decided to pick up the pull camp just for a little bit of extra gold income.
Dire's top tower is
Pretty sure I was
under attack.
spamming them, letting them know that I'm so close to Midas. So I think that my recipe is on the courier, but turns out CM has got the courier for whatever reason. I think he's picking up some sentries here, I'm not sure. But the CM was actually very good. His ultis were on point. He was very good about harassing the enemy heroes off the lane, and he was great about not stealing my last hits. I have to give that to him. While they did make a few mistakes and the Crystal Maiden fed sometimes, it was very nice to have someone who knew what they were doing with support. I think she actually built an urn this game too, which was super helpful. As you can see, I've got my Gloves of Haste, and the Midas recipe is on the courier. I'm waiting on it to come for me. I hear the techies' mines go off, and I start to worry about Crystal Maiden, so I roam over here more to pick up my Midas recipe than to check on him, because I'm pretty sure he's demining at this point, seeing as he's the one who pointed out to me that the techies' mines were there. So the lane is at a perfect position for me to get some farm, so I go back to the lane. I use my Midas on the ranged creep to try and push the lane a little bit, because I don't want it too close to the tower. You want to have it about a median range between the two towers. And this was the point where I was seriously worried about this techies pick, because obviously this person does know what they're doing with techies. They just picked up a double kill against Ursa and Axe, both of which are somewhat hard to kill early game, or somewhat scary early game. Ursa's not particularly hard to kill, but the Axe actually is very hard to kill early game.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So I do get caught by this avalanche and the subsequent toss, but fortunately enough, I Blade Fury away, and this right here is actually one of my prouder moments. It was pure bait scenario. I knew the Tiny wasn't going to come with him because he had no health, and I had just got my Omni Slash. So I back it up to where the PA is away from the enemy creeps, pop the Omni Slash, and that's a dead PA right there. She's got no farm, no items. It's entirely mine to take. So with the urn charge from Crystal Maiden, it was definitely helpful. I needed the HP. Allows me to continue my farm in the lane and not leave. And as you can see, my build primarily consists of Midas, Phase Boots, Mask of Madness. It's a very typical build. A lot of people like to go stats early game. I prefer to have the abilities leveled. than the actual stats. Stats are nice. Stats are super nice and super helpful, actually. It's just that there's no substitute for points and skills because the damage is real.
Haste!
Go over here to use my Midas, just get it done as quickly as possible, and at this point I notice that Techies has haste, and oh, an opportune frostbite. I probably could have got Techies here if my positioning was a little bit better. If I had seen that he was going to be, if I just moved maybe a couple of units to the left, I probably would have got the Techies. But unfortunately, I get caught here by the Dragonite and the Slark. One of the few kills that they get on me.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Unfortunately, we had the whole team down there rotating to try and get us, and they got us. Nothing we can do. 4v2. There's not much we can do. Viper was way out of position here, and he dies really quickly to the Slark. As I said, this Viper doesn't really have a lot going for him except his armor. He doesn't know how to last hit.
Dire's top tower
Does a lot of
is under
complaining in
attack.
this game. So salty. So as you can see, I've got my phase boots. Omni Slash is coming back in about 15 seconds, and I'm probably going to be looking for a kill here in a second with that Omni Slash.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Normally
attack.
with level 1 Omni Slash, you're only going to pick up supports and people who are low, like that PA a moment ago. He had 3/4 health. But I spot the Slark here that's got DD, and I immediately back up. I know that I'm not going to be able to catch him unless there's 2 or 3 of us. And it's at this point, I see the Frostbite, and I think about going in, but there are too many enemy creeps for me to do that. I would waste the Omni Slash. I would bounce around on that. I back up momentarily to use my Midas, and I think I re-engage here. I'm pretty sure I do. Yep, I re-engage. Alright, and fortunately enough, the only person defending mid is the Slark by himself, oddly enough. Viper decides to die for whatever reason against the Slark, which is not really a sound strategy, because Slark can just ulti and run away. And of course, I'm pretty sure he gets pissy that I blocked him here, which is not the case. I have phase boots, I ran right through him, there's no way I blocked him. You see the Tiny rotating mid. Yep, and the Ursa takes him. Yeah, there he is complaining about my block. Whatever. It's not like he was getting any kills anyway. So as you can see, Techies is mining over here on the right. It's not that big of a deal because we're not going to be pushing a tier 2 at 12 minutes. That's
Dire's middle tower
a
is
very
under
scary
attack.
proposition to push a tier 2 so early. A lot of people don't have the required HP and damage to take down a tier 2 at 12 minutes. So I roam with my Omni Slash, not having got a kill, and my team, for some reason, still engages mid. I'm not entirely sure why. The Ursa should be jungling. The Ursa should have roached by now, but as I mentioned earlier, he's a bit of a scrub, so it's not that big a deal. Not everyone can be me, right? But fortunately enough, thanks to them occupying mid, I have free farm in the safe lane, which is not a wise strategy for the enemy team.
Dire's bottom tower
And I
is
see
under attack.
the PA get the Viper here, and I think to myself, well, can I rotate on these guys? Certainly enough, I find a haste rune. Super nice. So I tried my Omni Slash, and it was an ultimate waste. It was really bad. If it was just one of them there, I probably could have got them, but because there were 2 and creeps that actually jumped 2, it was a total waste. Everyone makes mistakes. Nobody's perfect. It happens. I'm pretty sure I misclicked here with my Midas, and yeah, that's just what happened there. It wasn't anything intentional. Ideally, you should Midas the largest creep in a camp, just because it's going to be the hardest one to kill, and it's better to get it out of the way. Get that instant gold. Yeah, the score's not looking too good in our favor at the moment, simply because of that the Techies has been holding up our kills pretty hard. He's not allowing us to roam around the map particularly well because of the mines. We're constantly worried about it. It's at this point where I see the the Slark and Dragonite rotating. I come in with a Blade Fury. And pretty sure we get a Crystal Maiden ult. Yep, we do. Yep. And the axe finishes it up. Fortunately, because of Culling Blade, I actually get a movement speed boost, and I get the all-important courier kill.
Dyer's courier has been killed.
Super useful.
Radiant's top
And as you
tower
can see,
is
the
under
cargo is
attack.
900 gold, which I believe is Dragon Knight's power treads that were on that he was trying to get delivered to him, but I put an end to that real quickly, so they've got 2.5 minutes of no courier.
Mine.
As you can see, I've got a bit of gold, bit of surplus, so I pick up a Mask of Madness here for the extra attack speed, lifesteal, movement speed. The movement speed with Mask of Madness plus phase boots almost allows me to catch up to Slark. It's a very, very close thing. If he times his pounces, or his pounces wrong, then I could probably catch him. There are several instances where I nearly catch him, and I have to back up simply because he roams too far back. There's nothing I can do. So, as you can see, I've got no health here.
Dyer's bottom tower is
Wandering around
under
in the jungle,
attack.
trying to find something to whack on to get a little bit of HP back. But the CM pings me to come mid and hits me with an urn charge, which I am supremely thankful for, being low on HP. So my Omni Slash is back up, and once again I'm roaming for a solo kill. I could have sworn I saw Tiny here at bottom, but appears he backed up and just went his own way. And nothing I can do about it. The Ursa finally decides to do some jungling, but we see the Slark rotating thanks to those awesome observer wards. And so I just pop all my movement speed and I run after him. He pops his ulti to get away, and I'm pretty sure he makes it here. Yeah, he dark packs to get out of that, and then there's the leap. Yep, and he's gone. Nothing I can do. He's out of range for Omni Slash, and
Radiant's middle
if I was
tower
to
is
go any
under
further, I
attack.
might give up a lot of gold, which would not be a good scenario. So I wisely decided to back up and go back to my farming. Juggernaut really doesn't come online until about 20 minutes into the game, once you get a couple of mid-game items or a late-game item. On top of that, the Battle Fury I found is crucial, absolutely crucial to taking out multiple enemies with Juggernaut. It allows him to cleave during Omni Slash, which is really, really nice. It spreads the damage around, it spreads the crit around, it spreads everything around. It's nice.
Gold and sweet.
Theoretically, we should have paused for the Tiny, but no pause, no ask, nothing. So we just keep on going. Finally, at 16 minutes, the Ursa decides to Roche. It's about 9 minutes too late, but hey, it's better than nothing, I suppose. So right now we're just trying to keep him entertained at bot while the Ursa gets his Roche in.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
The Tiny TP's in. And eats an Omni Slash real to the face. And yeah, that's a dead Tiny. It was poor planning on his part. If you see somebody taking a tower like that, you TP to the tier 2, not the tier 1. You TP to the tier 1, you're liable for a gank or Mirana arrow or an Omni Slash or a Tiny stun. There's any number of scenarios that could go wrong with TPing to a tier 1 like that. It was a rookie move. TP to the tier 2 and then you walk to the tier 1. It's a lot safer. Not to mention it doesn't give them vision. At this point I think about taking that camp, but I notice Ursa's really low and he doesn't have a whole lot of XP, so I tell him to take that camp, get some farm in. I think I was gonna go for the Ancients here, but I noticed that Dragonite is pushing top really hard, so I noticed that he doesn't have any boots either, because his boots were on the courier that I killed.
Radiant's top tower is
So I
under
move
attack.
up for a second and pop a Blade Fury just to scare him back. Probably wasn't an effective use of mana, but hey, he backed up. Space created, right? And as you can see, I've got my Battle Fury already lined up in my quick buy menu. The first thing you should buy for the Battle Fury is always Perseverance. The regen is crucial. Health and mana regen, absolutely crucial. It allows you to get those kills multiple times, allows you to use your skills over and over, and still have some health and mana left over, most likely, because of the regen. Damage items are nice, but the regen is where it's at. And the Juggernaut stayed too long here, so we're able to run up here and right-click him down. Axe, pulling blade.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Fortunately enough, my Omni Slash is coming off of cooldown here in a second, and I decided to get some farm in the enemy jungle. And we can look at those wards. The CM actually knows what he's doing. It's amazing. The support who knows what they're doing. I decided to push the lane up a little bit here because, as we all know, or if you don't, lane gold is far superior to jungle gold. It is, you're going to get far more rewards out of it, you're going to get far more XP out of it. It's at this point that I noticed that the Tiny is being gone on, and tosses the Crystal Maiden, but hey, that Urn Charge is going to get the kill here, because we can't dive into that tier 2, but the Urn ticks him down, and that's a dead Tiny.
A little game of freeze tag could turn lethal.
So I'm just getting my farm in a little bit. Decide to click on the tier 2 to try and see if we can push that up a little bit while the Tiny's dead. But we spot the Slark down here, and he gets frostbit and CM ult, but he makes it away with the with his ulti. Pops a Dark Pack to get rid of the axe, and nope. Omni Slash takes him down. Now we almost get the Dragon Knight here, I'm pretty sure. I can't believe how close we were to those Techies mines. We were really close. And I'm pretty sure I blocked the kill there. The Ursa might have got it, but he shouldn't be diving here. As you can see, the CM gets picked up by the PA. And there goes the Aegis from Ursa, and I'm pretty sure he's about to go down. Yep, he went down. Fortunately enough, he's a low level, doesn't give up a whole bunch of gold. And you see that move speed? It really helped me get away from the PA right there. The PA definitely would have been a pain in my butt, seeing as I've got nothing. I've got no mana, I've got nothing. But I do have Midas up, and I decide to go and throw it on something, get some extra gold. I'm really close to my Battle Fury, which is going to allow me to take on multiple heroes by myself. Normally I like to go for the more expensive item, which is the Claymore, rather than Broadsword, simply to get it out of the way.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And here they are sieging Tier 1. They're pushing it, and it's a smart idea to pop a glyph on the Tier 1, simply because after the Tier 1 falls, you get your glyph refreshed.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Generally not a good idea to fortify for a Tier 2, though, because that just allows them to push on Tier 3 and your barracks unopposed without a glyph. Can't stress how vital it is to pick up the runes at every 2 minutes. Games are won and lost with runes. And I happen to notice the Slark here, and he immediately ults and leaps away. I give chase and walk into like 2 Techies mines, I want to say, and that's the end of my chase right then and there. Half my HP gone, not worth going into. Quelling Blade is crucial for getting those trees, people. So as you can see, I've picked up my Battle Fury. It's going to increase my farm by a lot. I'm just going to be hitting everything, and the occasional crit will definitely provide a lot more damage. Doing okay on last hits right now. I'm actually leading the board still. I'm almost to 100 last hits. I'm at 95 at the moment. Doing alright. Decided to clear out this wave. Push things up a little bit, see what I can do. Tiny, once again, is playing on a Peruvian connection, so his internet is terrible, and he's in and out of this game quite a bit. So I rotate around to try and pick up top rune. It's gone. Not a big deal. I see my team engaging mid here, and they get the kill, but I happen to walk into Techie's mines, which again knocks out 3/4 of my health. But that's okay. I've got the regen, and Techie's mines are ultimately gone, which are a really big deal for Techie's. If those mines get detonated and he doesn't get a kill, that's a lot of wasted time and gold for him, and mana for that matter. It takes him a lot of mana to lay those mines, and when they don't get a kill, it's really detrimental. So as you can see, my first item is Battle Fury. Second item on this game is going to be Ags. I pick Ags for the increased bounce potential of Omni Slash. With Ags, it jumps up quite a bit, if I'm not mistaken. At max level, it gives me 12 jumps, and with Ags, let's see how many jumps it gives me. I'll check it here in a bit, but I'm pretty sure it increases the number of jumps by a good bit and allows me to spread out the damage pretty hard. So at this point, I notice that my team is engaging mid. There's 3 of them here, and there's 4 enemy heroes, so I decide to come in and Omni Slash, pick up 1, pick up 2, Blade Fury into the Tiny for 3, turn on Juggernaut to make sure he's dead, and clean up the wave a little bit, and I notice Techie's is still hanging around. What is he doing? And I instantly take him down for the ultra kill. Like I said, this is by no means pro gameplay. If that Techie's had half a brain, he would have backed up long before his team died, but he wanted to stick around, and apparently he had a bottle too, but I'm not sure how helpful that was for him. Pretty sure I got 2 crits back to back. And thanks to that ultra kill, I've got a very nice surplus, about 3,700 gold. Take tier 2.
Dyer's middle tower
I
has
need
fallen.
about another 100 gold from my Ags, which will be really, really nice.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
Unfortunately, I
Radiant's top tower
get
is
all
under
the
attack.
ingredients for my Ags, and I buy everything, but I'm pretty sure the courier gets stolen from me before I can get it in my inventory.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
It's a common problem. Funny how that works. So I noticed the bounty rune here, and I need all the gold I can get, so pick it up. Come over here and get my point booster. Nice little addition to my health and mana. And what do you know? Another bounty rune. Top of 2 minutes, people. Check those runes. Roche will be back up in about 70 seconds, I'm sorry. And so I noticed the Techie's here, and I think to myself, solo kill, Techie's, got him. What I didn't, I got a little bit too greedy there, and Techie's detonated on me. And should have seen that coming. That's a lot of gold that I gave up there. Shouldn't have done that. But mistakes were made. It's all good. None of this is the international, so it's not really, there's no money on the line. It's not a big deal. It's a game. And we'll take the break while I'm dead to look over the last hits. I'm at 132 last hits, 500 XP per minute, about 27 minutes into the game. That's a very decent XP per minute. 7 and 2 on the kill deaths, and I am leading the entire map with 3 levels on the closest enemy hero, which is 13 to 16. So doing all right. Despite the fact that we've lost 2 tier 1s. We're doing okay on towers because we have actually taken out, 2, 3, 4 of their towers for 2 of ours, so we're doing okay. I think what a lot of people do is they'll get an item or 2 and they'll just roam and gank, roam and gank, roam and gank. And it's important to not just roam and gank people. You have to keep up your farm in between roaming and ganking. Yes, roaming and ganking is all well and good, but it's not going to be a consistent source of farm for you. And you need that consistent farm with a hard carry
This
like
should
Juggernaut.
make my life easier.
So CM has a haste. Looks like she's going for that other rune. I'm going to let her take it because supports need just about all the farm they can get, and the bounty runes are really helpful for that. It's at this point that I noticed that the courier was stolen, and I still don't have my ags, so I patiently wait for the CM to stop stealing my courier, and I grab it. I actually go in here and engage Roche to let the Ursa know that he should be Roshing and that it's back up, more importantly. Because if Ursa's alive and Roche is up, he should be Roshing. There's no scenario why Ursa should not have an Aegis. With an Ursa on the map, we should have complete Roche control at all times. So I think I pinged it here, and I believe he's starting to rotate. We've got the Viper in position to cover, and I stand up here to cover as well. CM rotates around, since we're all going to try and get that Roche in. I noticed that the mid lane is actually pushed up kind of far, and I don't want the Ursa to be revealed when he rotates, so I push up the mid lane and move back in position to cover him for his Roche. Finally, the Ursa does something worth doing. He smokes before he gets into the Roche pit. Very smart of him. The Slark here scouts out our Roche attempt and notices there are 4. He immediately backs up. Doesn't even bother. So, I'm farming some ancient camps here to keep my gold up. And as you can see, I've got my ags now.
The sun has fallen to the radiant.
Spirit of the first bear
And yes,
burns immortal in me.
the number of jumps and the number of jumps have been increased with Ag Scepter. And it also decreases the cooldown on Omni Slash, which is really nice. Allows me to use it every minute, which is very helpful. So at this point, I rotate mid, and I notice there are 3 of them here. Oh man! Omni Slash immediately. I pick up the Dragon Knight, pick up the techies. PA still in it, trying to fight it. Nope. Felled by my right clicks. And of course the CM ult, which is very, very helpful. The Viper unfortunately walks into quite a few techies mines there to the resulting damn from Axe there. But we notice that the majority of their heavy hitters are down. Yes, they have a Slark and a Time still up, but their team fight is very limited with all of our CC. So of course this is an easy tier 3, unopposed, no big deal. We decide to rax them while the PA is down. Anytime you can take a rax, you should. Definitely sets the enemy team back quite hard. So as you can see, I've got 4,400 gold built up here due to my rax and tower kills and my miscellaneous other kills. Omni Slash is back up, and I notice there's a Dragon Knight a little bit out of position here. Drop the Omni Slash on him, and it nearly gets him. It's really close. Super close, in fact. And he has to back up. The Slark decides to engage there, and the Axe happens to get a great taunt on both of them. And the, of course, the Culling Blade as well. Very nice.
Killing spree.
Gives him a really nice little double kill with boosting gold. He also picked up a blade mail a little while back. I forgot to mention that. He's very, very well geared. Blade mail is crucial. That's at this point where I decided to get a little bit cocky with this game. So as you can see, I have queued up Divine Rapier for the for my next item. I am 9-2 at this point with 10 assists, and I'm feeling pretty confident. The game here is going my way. I've got a lot of kills. I'm really hard to kill, in fact. So I cut the lane there, decide to kill the enemy creep wave, and I notice that I'm not doing enough damage to the tower by myself. Drop the healing ward for the extra heals, of course, and also for the scouting potential, which I'm going to show you here in a second. So as you can see, while I'm DPSing the tower, I move the healing ward up to the top of that hill, just so that I can see when the creep wave is coming, or I can see if we've got TPs or a rotation coming in. It's a great way to scout, and it doesn't cost too much. It's a small little healing ward. It'll give them like 50 gold, something like that. It's really not a big kill for them. But it allows me to, that tower kill gives me enough to buy my rapier, which I do. And as you can see, my damage is now off of the charts with crits routinely over 1,000, which is going to be retarded. Omni Slash is back up, and the Axe and my team are getting kills, but I noticed that they didn't work, so I decided to come up here and Omni Slash. And there's the PA, and there's the Juggernaut. Easy double. Easy double. Thank you to the Axe for holding their attention for a minute there, and you did your job well. You are the tank that we have all been wanting. Now with 4 down, we should have pushed. We really should have, but I was being cautious because I had a rapier, didn't want to die and drop it, but that ends up happening later in the game anyway. But I'll leave that for a surprise later. So with the rapier, I am gonna have enough damage to solo push towers now. It's really surprisingly easy. I've got somewhere in the neighborhood of over. Oh, yeah, about 500 damage per right click there, so it's really nice. I'm able to take this tower down unopposed.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Of course, the creep wave just melts in front of me. And Omni Slash is back up, so I decided to move in position and catch somebody here. The Slark is way overextended. Drop the Omni Slash, but he's quick about popping his ulti. Very quick. So he makes it away. It's at this point where I pop my Blade Fury, run, simply because I don't want to give up that rapier, I don't want to die.
Illusion.
So as you can see, the game's been going on for 35 minutes now, and I am still keeping up my routine farm. When I'm not pushing lanes, I'm farming jungle camps just for that little bit of extra gold, which will actually come in handy later on when I need buyback or another item. I think we're going to rotate bot here for whatever reason. I'm not sure. I think we wanted to stay in position in case Roche came back up, but he's not going to come back up for a little while. I do see the Slark thanks to the carefully placed observer ward on the high ground here. It allows me to scout him out and I rotate. I drop my Hand of Midas here for the Eagle Song. I'm going Butterfly for the evasion. I want to have them miss the occasional attack, and I want to have that increased move speed when I need to chase somebody down as well. Not to mention the buttload of agility it gives me. So I once again take another tower unopposed. The glyph doesn't come out until we get after the tower, and we start DPSing. Now I do Omni Slash the Tiny here. That's a really bad choice. I should have waited till they were grouped up to Omni Slash, but I didn't. And this allows them to pick up some kills here. Techie's actually just got a double, which is not good. Get hard stunned by the Dragon Knight and drop the rapier, believe it or not. Dropped it. PA picks it up, and pretty sure my team was really worried. As you can see, I typed in Game of Throw because normally anytime you drop a rapier, that's the end of the game. But I knew that we had almost 2 sets of racks down, and it was going to be really, really hard for them to come back despite the rapier. So
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
while I'm dead, let's look through the stats. I am now 12-3 with 10 assists. Closest enemy hero is PA at 7-7, and Techies with 7-11. That's actually not good for them. I have double the amount of last hits as the PA, so I'm feeling fairly confident that I should be able to take her out on my own if I have to. Got a 2-level advantage on her as well, and about a 200 gold XP, or 200 gold per minute, 200 more gold per minute. So we all see the Ursa here stealthed, looking around at Roche to see if it's there. I immediately tell him to back up. He does not need to get caught there, at least not until we have the whole team up. Get my Talisman of Evasion, which is really nice. Alright, so at this point where I'm pretty sure I started telling my team that we needed to take Roche before we started sieging the high ground again. Because that rapier is going to be a real problem if we didn't have some type of protection that's offered by the Aegis. So I check on Roche. I'm not going to be up for another 90 seconds, so I carefully patrol the area, just making sure that we don't have anything to worry about. Half of the reason I farmed these Ancients here was to try and bait out any type of reaction from the enemy heroes, just to see if they were nearby. Normally, if you start farming their Ancients, they will try and stop you, but didn't have any opposition there, so I knew that I was going to be safe for a little while, not to mention the Observer Ward giving me clear vision on the area. It's important to push lanes as well as maintaining vision when you're doing Roche, because if the creeps see you rotating towards the Roche pit, the enemy heroes see you rotating towards the Roche pit. So super vital and super important to have the creep wave pushed to such a point that they can only defend and there's not much they can see. It's actually a super vital strategy. So I noticed that there's a giant, Takis has been mining that giant minefield there. It's going to be bad for us if we siege from that direction. So I've got enough for my butterfly. I pick that up, have it on the courier, start whacking on stuff. Roche is still not up yet, but the butterfly will give me added survivability and damage, which is a lot of agility as well. We start to siege the mid here until that happens. The Ursa gets blown up by the techies, and I immediately know right then and there that we're going to need vision if we're going to siege their high ground. I start calling for wards, letting the enemy team know that, or letting our team know that I'm not going to be pushing that until we get vision on that, until we get rid of those mines. I mean, we have 2 ranged heroes. There should be no problem clearing those mines. So I check Roche, notice that it's up, and I actually have enough to tank this myself. And being the leader on the boards, I decide that I'm taking the Aegis this time. For whatever reason, the Viper declares to everyone that we're doing Roshan to let the enemy team know, and as you can see, they start to rotate on us, but it's not really that big a deal. We get it down pretty quickly. The Axe right here was complaining about people not picking up cheese, so I decided to solve the problem for him by being an ultra dick and, you know, canceling it. Right there, yep. To which point he calls me a noob, and I laugh very heartily.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So with Aegis, I've got that small added safety net of an extra life.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And me farming these camps is really not necessary. I think I did it so that I would have buyback in case I died after the Aegis. I wanted to make sure I had enough gold for that. And here we go. We're going to start to siege the... No, we're not. We're going to back up still. This is the point where I reiterated to my team that I would not go in unless we had vision. So the CM, for whatever reason, was saving for Blink Dagger. I'm not sure why. Wards would have been a lot more useful right there, but fortunately enough, the Ursa buys wards and decides to get them flown out on the courier, which is nice of him, seeing as he's by far the least farmed carry on our team. Yep, and here they are arriving. Okay. So with this creep wave, and now that we have sentries and observers, we can push forward, clear the creep wave, and move forward just a tad. Ursa placing those wards for us to see the stasis mines and the observer and the sentry wards. Viper stays out of range and just drops the mines down, no problem.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Ursa,
attack.
I believe.
Thanks.
Yep, he tanks one right there. Yep. Not sure why the Dragon Knight was extended that far. That was probably a bad decision on his part. So I immediately Omni Slash. PA pops BKB. Doesn't help him. Doesn't help him much. The Divine Rapier gets dropped. Unfortunately, I don't have a slot to pick it up, and we make sure our team gets it rather than the enemy team.
Radiant's bottom tower has
I'm really not sure who picked it up this time. I think it was Axe, but yeah, those Techie's mines hurt.
Dire's bottom barracks have fallen.
Pretty sure we end up taking Dragon Knight here. Yep, Dragon Knight. Techies goes boom, popping my Aegis.
Did you not?
To which I re-engage with a Blade Fury here. Yep. There it is. Tiny throws, and he is down. Slark made a bad decision there, bro. Dragon Knight unfortunately gets the stun on me and gets a lot of damage on me. And it's this point I notice that the Rapier is sitting on the ground. I pick it up and run, only to get nuked by Dragon Knight to drop the Rapier a second time. So this Rapier's exchanged hands, what, 4 times now?
Dire's courier
Fortunately,
has been killed.
because of my farming, I've got
Dire's
enough for
top tower
buyback.
is
I
under
immediately
attack.
TP and run, because I want to push the advantage while the Dragon Knight and the PA are down. All they really got is a Slark and a Techies, and Slark and Techies, even versus CM, Axe, and myself, is a really, really tough combo for them. They're not going to be able to accomplish much. So now that we've got Ursa back up, we're going to move into position and try and take something, I'm pretty sure. Yes, we're going to try and take top. That's what we do. Not sure where the Ursa was going there. But I push out top with Axe. Between the two of us, we've got enough DPS. I'm pretty sure he's got his Heart of Tarrasque at this point, so he could tank the tower solo if he needed to. Tiny throws a small little avalanche to try and distract us for a moment or two. Doesn't really accomplish much. Slark comes in, but actually gets caught by a taunt and gets blown up in the process. No, he makes it away. And I want the Tiny down at this point. Omni Slash is pretty much the way to go. Make sure he dies.
I had such plans.
PA comes up with the BKB, but the Axe is just too tanky for her. She can't really do anything about it. So of course I am, and I'm in position to get that nice little double. And the Techies caught way out of position, leaving Dragon Knight as a sole defender. Thought I was going to die here, but the Axe comes in with another glorious taunt and allows me to live. Another urn charge for Crystal Maiden, which is absolutely crucial. And with 4 down, we start sieging the tier 4s and realize that it's GG. A couple of things before I go. No GG, no well played. It's important to have sportsmanship in a game like this. Gotta be. The game depends on good people playing, and if you can act like a good sportsman-like conduct, and you will encourage that other people will want to play with you. Well, guys, thank you for watching this video with me. I will put up more videos in the future. Like, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. I'm really okay with either or. But signing off for now. Goodbye.